today. This is part of being in the postmodern world. Many would argue that maybe we're in a postmodern world. I don't know about that, but there is perhaps that. But we deal with emotions. It's about how everybody feels about everything. A lot of people get all up in the air about their emotions, and it's how they feel. Matter of fact, if you watch a lot of newscasts today, you will see it's about, what do? They'll play a clip, and what is your reaction? I don't care what your reaction is. I want to know what the facts, the logic. You know, if you remember the old Dragnet show, I think it was Sergeant Friday, the facts. Nothing but the facts. Just give me the facts. That was all that really mattered back in the day. But everybody's all caught up in emotion. Now, look, we're emotional people. I'm not going to deny that. We're made in the image of God. God has emotions. We're emotional. But emotions should not overrun us. Very similar to this, a lot of people look at marriage and things like this as emotional. Love is all emotion. No, I'm sorry. Love is a promise. There's nothing about emotion. When you go to Scripture, I pulled out my trusty Strong's Exhaustive Concordance of the Bible. I'm old-fashioned. I don't do it on computer. I do use computers to a degree, but pulled out my trusty Strong's Exhaustive Concordance. Has every word in the Bible, plus a and thee and thus and this and that and the other thing. Got it all in there. And I looked up the words emotion. It's not there. It's not there. It doesn't exist in the Bible. God does not deal in emotion. He deals in promises. He deals in what he is going to do. And the church has turned itself over to emotion. I even looked up the word feeling. The word feeling is found twice. And it has nothing to do with our feelings. It has to do with they felt and they were feeling this. Ephesians 4, 19. And this is from the 21st century King James Version. Who, being past feeling, have given themselves over unto lasciviousness to work all uncleanness with greediness. That is as close as you're going to get to having feelings. They've given up feelings so that they can do whatever they want to do. That's as close as you're going to get. For we do not have a high priest, and this is Hebrews 4:15. We do not have a high priest who cannot be touched with the feelings of our infirmities, but was in all points tempted as we are, yet without sin. 2 times, that's as close as you can get to finding out about emotions through feelings. So why do we put so much emphasis on emotion? I see people whose churches are built upon nothing but emotion. You know, you can't have this. Luther called them the enthusiast because it's all about working yourself up into an emotional uproar. That's not anything about what God has to say. We need to learn to not deal so much in our emotions. Now, we are emotional people, but we need to learn to control them and to keep them intact and learn to trust in the promises of God. Learn to know that God keeps his promises. No matter whether I feel like it or I don't feel like it or I feel good about it or whatever, God keeps his promises. I pray today that we'll continue to not rely upon emotion. Emotion can get you into trouble. You know, I hear people talk about falling in love. Last time I fell into something, it was a door and I about broke my nose. So again, we have to be very careful with all of these things. We're emotional. Yeah, that's part of being a human being. But we don't have to be controlled by them. And they certainly are not to run our spiritual life.